The message came at 2:14 a.m. A single line from my sister. See you at Grandma's dinner. Can't wait to hear about your new life. It wasn't what she said. It was the quotation marks. They told me everything. She knew something, or thought she did. I stared at the screen until the blue light faded from my reflection. That tone, sweet, sharp, pretending to care, was the same one she used when she thought she caught me lying. For months, she'd been digging, asking around, calling my old coworkers, pretending it was concern, but it never was. She didn't want to reconnect. She wanted proof I'd failed, proof that cutting the family off hadn't made me strong, just alone. I set the phone down. The silence pressed against my chest. I could almost feel her smirk, the one that used to make me shrink as a kid. Only now, I'd learned shrinking only feeds people like her. But this time, she'd miscalculated. Because the moment I read that message, I realized something. I wasn't the one being watched anymore. 2 weeks earlier, I'd gotten a call from a man who refused to give his name. His voice was dry, professional, almost bored. I was hired to look into your background, he said. By who, he wouldn't say. But I already knew. My sister always preferred her damage done by proxy. He paused before hanging up. Something's off, he muttered. That should have comforted me. It didn't. It made me curious. If she wanted performance, I'd give her one. I started tracing her moves. Every contact, every question, every lie. Eventually, everything led back to him, the investigator. I found his name 2 days later. Overheard on a speakerphone call. One name, one date, one trace. It wasn't hard to find the report she'd ordered. Stored on a private server. Password protected with the same code she always used. Our mother's birthday. When I opened it, I expected lies. Instead, I found silence. Whole pages blacked out. Sections marked classified by client request. He hadn't been building a case against me. He'd been protecting me from her. 3 days before dinner, the unredacted version arrived in my inbox. I read it twice. Slowly. He hadn't just investigated me. He'd investigated her. Emails, money transfers, complaints to my former employer. All of it traced back to her. Every setback, every rumor, every loss. It wasn't paranoia. It was proof. By the time I finished reading, my hands were steady. I printed the report, bound it neatly, labeled it the way she would. Verification of subject. The restaurant buzzed with polite conversation when I arrived. My grandmother's voice trembled with pride. My sister smiled across the table. Too perfect, too polished. Well, she said, look who decided to show up. I smiled back. Wouldn't miss it. Dinner dragged on. I could feel her anticipation building, waiting for her big reveal. When dessert came, she reached into her bag and pulled out a slim folder. I thought it'd be fun to show everyone what our little wanderer's been up to. I didn't stop her, but when she opened the folder, her smile froze. Inside wasn't her report, it was mine, the real one. Her eyes darted over the pages. The investigator's logo, her own name on the payment receipt, her recorded instructions, telling him exactly how to fabricate my downfall. My grandmother's fork slipped from her hand. My father's face went pale. I didn't say a word. I didn't need to. My sister's face drained of color as silence spread through the room like ice. I stood up, thanked Grandma for dinner, and left. Outside, the night air was clean. My phone buzzed once. A message from her. Just my name. Nothing else. I deleted it without reading. For the first time in years, I felt nothing. No guilt. No anger. Just peace. Some bonds die slowly. Others end the moment you see them clearly. They'll talk about that night, how calm I was, how she fell apart. But they'll never understand what really happened. I didn't expose her. I just let her expose herself.